What if I told you the mirror you look into every day has been lying to you? Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today, not as a judge, but as someone who has walked the path you're on, someone who has seen life through the eyes of a 72-year-old woman. Weathered by storms, softened by grace, and sharpened by time, I'm not here to follow the latest trends, nor to chase fleeting fashions. I come with a truth rooted in years of experience, and a compassion that speaks louder than any superficial measure of beauty. From the moment we are born, we are told, by society, by the world, and by the media, that our value comes from our appearance. We are praised when we are pretty, slim, and perfectly put together. Our self-worth is often measured by the numbers on a scale. The clothes we wear, or how closely we resemble a magazine cover. The ever-scrolling social media feeds bombard us with an illusion that if we are attractive enough, youthful enough, or shaped just right, then and only then will we truly be loved. But here's what I need you to understand. I'm not here to criticize, I'm here to tell you the truth that I've learned from my journey. Your worth was never meant to be found in the reflection of a mirror. It was placed inside you by your Creator. Before the world ever laid eyes on you, He knew you, He formed you with intention. Every freckle, every gray strand of hair, every wrinkle on your face is no accident. They are not flaws, they are signs of life lived. The hands that shaped the stars also shaped your soul. And here's where the world has gone wrong. The world has diminished the concept of beauty. It has reduced it to mere shapes, colors, and numbers. It sold you the lie that beauty fades with age, that it is something fleeting. But true beauty doesn't fade, it deepens. It is found not in your skin but in your spirit, your heart, your wisdom. A woman who knows her worth, a woman who understands she is loved by God, walks differently. She doesn't need to beg for validation or compete for attention. She is already affirmed by the highest authority. I've seen women spend countless dollars on trying to preserve their youth. I've seen young girls crying because their bodies don't look like the ones they see online. I've watched women in their 60s desperately trying to hold onto their 30s. And I want to take them by the hand and say, you don't need to be younger. You need to be grounded. The lines on your face, they're not imperfections. They are your stories. They are proof that you've lived, loved, struggled, and triumphed. They are not something to hide, but something to celebrate. Your worth doesn't shrink with the passing of time. Your purpose doesn't retire when the years add up. As long as you breathe, you have beauty to give. But this beauty is not the kind that comes from lipstick or youthful features. It's the kind that comes from wisdom. It's the beauty that shapes lives with your words, that fills a room with your grace, and that lifts the broken with your prayers. That, my friends, is where your real worth lies. So today, I urge you to speak to yourself as your Creator would. Don't look in the mirror and let it tell you who you are. The mirror only shows the surface, but your Maker sees the depth of you. He sees the love you give in secret, the burdens you carry quietly, and the silent strength you walk with every day. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are not less than. You are, and always have been, wonderfully made. If only more women truly believed this, not just with their heads, but with their hearts, imagine how different the world would be. You wouldn't just walk taller, you'd help others rise with you. So look higher than the mirror. Look deeper than the surface. Your worth is not found in the clothes you wear, the creams you buy, or the compliments you receive. It is written on your soul. And no one, not time, not people, not pain, can take it away. You are beloved. You are enough. And the lie that many women have been carrying, the lie that their worth is tied to their appearance, their achievements, or the approval of others, must be broken today. Your worth was never in the mirror. It was never in what you accomplish or how you look. It was placed in you before the world ever had a say. Your beauty is eternal, and nothing, no wrinkle, no missed opportunity, no failure, can erase it. Have you ever felt like no matter how much you achieve, something is still missing? I've lived long enough to witness the journey of many women. I've seen them win admiration, popularity, promotions, and still, when they lay their heads down at night, feel an emptiness that no accomplishment can fill. On the other hand, I've seen women who walk humbly, love deeply, and seek things that transcend this world. They carry a peace that no amount of success, wealth, or status can replicate. It's a peace that only comes when you recognize your true worth, not in what you do or how you look, but in who you are. Your worth isn't something you can earn. It's something you must recognize. And to truly recognize it, you have to look beyond the reflection in the mirror and deeper than the resume you've worked so hard to build. You see, the world teaches us to chase beauty, chase love, chase a name, chase influence. The world tells you to hustle, to run faster, to keep up appearances, and, just maybe, you'll be happy. But the finish line keeps moving. You lose 5 pounds, and it says, lose 5 more. You earn 1 degree, and it says, go get another. You reach 1 level of success, and suddenly, it isn't enough. This is the trap. It's the endless chasing that exhausts the soul because you're striving for something that will never truly satisfy. But I'm here to tell you there's another way, a quieter, older, wiser way. When you stop chasing what won't last, when you stop running after things that won't chase eternity, you begin to taste true peace. The kind of peace that doesn't come from possessions or accomplishments, but from knowing exactly who you are and whose you are. There's a freedom in letting go of the race. You stop competing with other women. You stop comparing. You stop celebrating someone else's success while feeling small in your own life. You stop measuring yourself by standards that were never meant for you. Instead, you begin to live, truly live. You stop striving for perfection and start walking in grace. So many women believe their worth is tied to what they produce, how clean the house is, how successful the business is, how perfect the children are. When life doesn't go according to plan, and trust me, it rarely does, they start to question everything, including their worth. But listen closely, dear sister. Your value was never given to you by your accomplishments, so it cannot be taken from you by your failures. You are not behind because someone else is ahead. You are not broken because someone else seems whole. The timeline the world gives you is not the one that matters. God's timeline runs on purpose, not pressure. His favor is not found in trophies or titles. It's found in a surrendered heart. Don't waste your years chasing things that fade. Don't hand your peace over to people who wouldn't know what to do with it. Don't let your days slip by thinking you're not enough. You are not here by accident. You are not late. You are not invisible. There is a call on your life that far exceeds what the world can see. I speak to you as one who has walked through seasons of striving and seasons of stillness. And if I could go back and tell my younger self anything, it would be this: stop trying so hard to be what the world wants you to be. Rest in what God already says you are. You are precious. You are chosen. You are whole. The world will keep selling you things to fix what isn't broken. But when you truly know your worth, when you start chasing what will outlast this life, you will live free. There's something I wish more women understood, not just in their minds, but deep in their bones. Your worth has nothing to do with how you look, what you've achieved, or how busy you are. We live in a world that's loud about the wrong things. It shouts about beauty, success, and productivity, yet it barely whispers about peace, purpose, and soul-deep joy. I've spent over 7 decades watching the patterns of women's hearts, and what I've seen breaks my heart. Too many are weary, not because they're weak, but because they've been chasing things that were never meant to satisfy. You were never meant to be measured by the mirror. Your reflection will change, your hair will gray, your body will soften. That's not failure, that's life. But your value, your true, unshakable worth, was set by your Creator, not your culture. Before you had a name, you had worth. Before you bought clothes, earned a paycheck, or even learned to walk, you were already fully loved. There's nothing you can do to add to that love, and nothing you can do to lose it. If only more women understood this truth early, they'd walk taller, freer, and with far less fear. But the world doesn't make it easy. It trains you to chase beauty, chase success, chase attention, approval, and affirmation. It tells you that if you can just get those things, they'll fill the aching parts of your soul. And for a moment, they do. But that moment passes, and when it does, you'll realize that peace, joy, and fulfillment aren't found in the next achievement or the next approval. They're found in knowing who you are, where your worth truly comes from, and that it is unshakable, no matter what the world says. Have you ever felt like you're running endlessly, yet never quite reaching the peace you long for? The new outfit, the praise at work, the likes online, they feel good for a moment. But like a sugar rush, they fade quickly and leave you feeling empty. You see, the soul is eternal, and temporary things were never designed to satisfy it. That's why chasing the world always leads to restlessness. The more you get, the more you feel you lack. And before you know it, you're on a treadmill of expectations. One that only speeds up as time goes on. You run faster, try harder, yet still, you find no rest. But there is another way. A better way. It's something almost forgotten in the noise of modern life. It's the power of stillness. We live in an age that glorifies busyness. The more packed your schedule, the more worthy you feel. We're told to pride ourselves on multitasking, on doing more with less time, on filling every moment with activity. But inside, our hearts are starving for silence. Let me tell you this. Wisdom doesn't shout, it whispers. And you can't hear it while you're rushing from one thing to the next. It's in those still moments that the truth rises. When you slow down enough to breathe, to reflect, to pray, you begin to see clearly again. You begin to remember who you truly are, and whose you are. Stillness is not weakness. It is strength under control. It's the ability to choose peace when the world demands panic. It's sitting in quiet confidence, knowing that you don't have to prove your worth to anyone. A woman who learns to rest in truth becomes unshakable. Her calm becomes her witness. Her presence becomes a shelter for others. So, if no one has told you lately, you don't have to keep chasing. You don't have to earn your worth. And you certainly don't have to be everything to everyone. Stop, breathe, look up. Let the stillness remind you that your identity was never tied to how you look, what you achieve, or how much you do. If I could gather every woman I've ever known, young, old, weary, joyful, I would tell them this. You are more than the world says you are. You are more than your reflection. You are more than your role. You are more than your mistakes. Your worth does not hang by a thread, dependent on appearance, age, or achievement. Your worth is rooted in something much deeper. You were created with purpose, not by accident, not just to exist, but to live, to love, and to walk in truth. But too many women don't know this. They look in mirrors and only see what's wrong. They compare themselves to others and always feel they fall short. I've been there. I've stared at the lines on my face, the softness of my arms, and thought, where did she go? But I've also come to understand that the girl I once was didn't have the strength I carry now. Those lines on my face? They're proof that I've lived, that I've endured, that I've grown. I'm not less now. I am more, and so are you. Your worth is not decreasing with age. It is deepening with every experience. But we live in a culture that keeps us running. Women are praised for how much they do, how much they accomplish, how quickly they bounce back. And so, we chase, oh, how we chase. We chase beauty, thinking it will bring love. We chase success, hoping it will bring security. We chase approval, longing for peace. But here's the truth. The things of this world will never satisfy what was made for eternity. You cannot fill a soul with things that expire. And when you've chased long enough, you become tired in a way that sleep can't fix. You start to lose yourself in the noise. That's when stillness becomes not just helpful but holy. We were never meant to run all the time. Even strong women must rest. Even brave women must be still. Some of the most profound moments in my life didn't happen on stages or in busy places. They happened in quiet rooms, where I sat with a tear-streaked face, listening for a whisper that reminded me, I am not alone. I am still loved. It was in those still moments that I found my strength. When you stop chasing and start embracing the peace that comes with stillness, you'll begin to see that your worth isn't found in the race you're running. It's found in the quiet, sacred spaces where you stop striving and remember who you truly are. In the stillness, I've learned the most profound truth of all. I am still chosen. Life has a way of breaking your heart. It will shatter you in ways you never saw coming. But you must not let it make you bitter. To love deeply is to risk deeply. People will hurt you, some will leave, some will betray, and in those moments, it will feel tempting to lock your heart away, to turn it into an impenetrable fortress. You may think that shutting yourself off will protect you from further pain. But the truth is, it does the opposite. A hardened heart might feel safe at first, but it also stops joy from entering. It's like a beautiful garden that becomes overrun with weeds because the gate has been locked for too long. You don't protect yourself by becoming cold. You protect yourself by staying soft in the right hands. Yes, you can guard your heart without building a wall so high that no one, not even God, can reach it. In fact, there's a sacred strength in forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't about whether the other person deserves it, it's about your own peace. You deserve to live unchained. Holding on to bitterness only prolongs the pain. When you forgive, you release yourself. And that freedom, it's worth everything. It's the key that opens the door to healing and peace. So, here's what I want you to carry with you. Always. You are worthy. Not because of what you do, but because of who made you. Stop chasing what fades and start standing on what lasts. In this world that rushes past truth and pulls you in 1,000 different directions, find stillness. And above all, keep your heart tender. This world needs more women who are not only strong but soft. The kind of strength that allows you to love after loss. The kind of courage that lets you forgive after pain. Women who walk tall, not because they have all the answers, but because they've learned where their strength comes from. There comes a moment in every woman's life when she must stop listening to what the world says about her and start leaning into what truth whispers. For many, this moment comes late, after heartbreak, after years of striving, after running in circles. But the sooner you hear it, the freer you become. Let me tell you plainly, you are not defined by how you look. You are not defined by the number on the scale, the smoothness of your skin, or the opinions of others. Your worth isn't earned, it's embedded. You were designed with purpose, created by hands that don't make mistakes. Every part of you, your laugh lines, your stretch marks, your silver hair, is evidence of a life well lived. That's not something to hide. That's something to honor. But most women don't hear this enough. So, they chase beauty, success, and approval, thinking that if they can just do enough, become enough, then they'll feel like they are enough. But let me tell you something. The world is a cruel master. It promises fulfillment, but all it delivers is emptiness. You buy the cream. You earn the promotion, you win the praise, and still, your soul aches. Why? Because you're trying to feed something eternal with things that expire. Your heart wasn't made for temporary applause. It was made for eternal peace. And peace doesn't come in the noise. It doesn't come in the hustle. It doesn't come in the highlight reel. Peace comes in stillness. Stillness is where the deepest truths are heard. In those quiet moments, you hear the voice that says, you are loved, even now. You are seen, even here. You are mine. But stillness must be chosen. You have to turn off the distractions. Step out of the rush. Make space for the sacred. I've learned that a woman who knows how to be still in her soul will never be shaken by storm. She stands rooted, not because life is easy, but because she knows who holds her light. But life will try to harden you. It will wound you through betrayal, disappointment, abandonment, and loss. It's tempting to guard your heart by sealing it off entirely. But there is a difference between guarding your heart and hardening it. Guarding means being wise, protecting what's precious. Hardening means building walls so high that no one, not even love, can reach you. And when you do that, you block out pain, but you also block out joy. Don't let the cruelty of others rob you of the softness that makes you strong. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's strength wrapped in mercy. It's how you walk away from chains without dragging them with you. And once you've healed, once you've discovered your worth, once you've stopped chasing the wind, once you've learned to be still and to forgive, then, dear sister, it's time to build. The world doesn't need more critics. It doesn't need more women who chase approval, praise, and perfection. What the world needs is women who know their worth, who know that their value doesn't come from what they do, but from who they are. And once you understand that truth, your life will become a powerful testimony to all who encounter you. Your quiet strength will speak louder than any achievement ever could. The world doesn't need more comparisons. It needs builders. It needs women who lift others up, who create peace in their homes, kindness in their friendships, and faith in their communities. Be the woman who celebrates another's success. Be the one who prays for her enemies. Be the woman who shows up, not with perfection, but with presence. Your strength is not found in how loudly you speak, but in how deeply you love. Every room you walk into is a place where you can build something eternal. A moment of grace. A word of truth. A gesture of compassion. That is the legacy worth leaving. It's not the praise of people you'll remember, but the impact of a life well lived. There are truths I wish every woman could carry from her youth. But most of us learn them only through time, heartbreak, and grace. And the first truth is this: you were never meant to get your worth from your mirror. What you see there changes. Your value does not. Your body is not your identity. Your age is not your expiration date. You are not beautiful because of how you look. You are beautiful because of who made you. When you begin to understand that your worth is unshakable, rooted not in how others see you, but in how God sees you, you stop begging for the approval of a world that changes its mind daily. When you know you're already chosen, you walk differently, but so many women don't know this. So, we chase youth, love, success, attention, believing that if we can just achieve more, we'll finally feel complete. And maybe it works for a while, but it never lasts. The applause fades. The compliments grow quiet. The perfect picture doesn't fix the loneliness inside. Because what we're chasing isn't purpose. It's distraction. And distraction is the enemy of peace. The soul doesn't need more trophies, it needs meaning. Real peace doesn't come from what you can earn. It comes from who you belong to. And to hear that truth, you need stillness. Stillness is rare these days. We fill our days with noise, screens, and schedules and call it life. But some of the most sacred moments I've ever experienced happened in silence. Not the absence of sound, but the presence of clarity. Stillness lets you breathe. It makes room for wisdom to rise, for gratitude to speak, and for healing to begin. A woman who chooses stillness is not doing nothing. She's doing the most important thing: listening. Listening to what matters. Listening to what lasts. Stillness also shows us how to protect what is most sacred, our hearts. This world will try to wear you down. It will break your heart if it can. And if you're not careful, it will make you hard. But hardness is not strength. You can guard your heart without shutting it down. You can protect your peace without living in fear. The strength of a woman is not found in how unbothered she appears, but in how tender she remains, even after the storm. Don't let pain turn you into someone you were never meant to be. Stay kind, stay soft, stay rooted, and once you've found your peace, your worth, your stillness, use it not to build a platform, but to build others. A wise woman doesn't use her strength to compete, she uses it to lift. Build homes with peace. Build friendships with honesty. Build younger women with encouragement instead of criticism. Speak life where the world speaks pressure. Be a woman who walks into the room and brings calm, not chaos. Your presence can be healing if you let it. And finally, never forget this: your legacy is not the things you leave behind. It's the lives you've touched. The world remembers people for their fame, but eternity remembers people for their faithfulness. It won't be your beauty, your bank account, or your success that stands the test of time. It will be your love, your kindness, the way you showed up, the way you kept praying when no one saw, the way you forgave, the way you believed in others when they couldn't believe in themselves. That is the legacy worth leaving. So live each day with that in mind. Know your worth, chase what matters, be still, guard your heart, build others, and leave behind more than memories. Leave behind light. That is the wisdom I've learned. And it's the wisdom I pray every woman finds.